Today, our topic is how Stoics dealt with loneliness. Loneliness is a feeling that everyone experiences at some point in life. It can come when we are physically alone, but it can also happen even when we are surrounded by people. The Stoics, who were ancient philosophers, had a unique way of dealing with loneliness. They believed that loneliness is not something to fear or avoid, but rather an opportunity to grow and understand ourselves better. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions, including loneliness, are not caused by external events but by how we interpret those events. This means that loneliness is not about being alone. It is about how we think about being alone. The Stoics believe that we have control over our thoughts, and therefore we have control over how we feel. This is a powerful idea because it means that we can change how we experience loneliness by changing how we think about it. One of the most important Stoic practices for dealing with loneliness is reflection. The Stoics believe that spending time alone is not a bad thing. In fact, they saw it as a chance to reflect on our lives, our values, and our goals. When we are alone, we have the opportunity to think deeply about who we are and what we want from life. This kind of reflection can help us become more self-aware and more in tune with our inner selves. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius, who was also a Roman emperor, often wrote about the importance of self-reflection. In his personal writings known as meditations, he encouraged himself to look inward and to find peace within his own mind. He believed that true happiness and contentment come from within, not from external things or other people. This means that even when we are alone, we can still find joy and peace if we focus on our inner world. Another Stoic practice for dealing with loneliness is acceptance. The Stoics believed that we should accept the things we cannot change. Loneliness is a natural part of life, and it is something that everyone experiences at some point. Instead of fighting against it or trying to avoid it, the Stoics taught that we should accept it as a normal human experience. By accepting loneliness, we can stop resisting it and start learning from it. Acceptance does not mean that we have to like being lonely, but it means that we stop seeing it as a problem. Instead, we can see it as a chance to grow and to become stronger. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus, who was born a slave, often talked about the importance of accepting what we cannot control. He said that we should focus on the things we can control, like our thoughts and our actions, and let go of the things we cannot control, like other people or external events. This idea can help us deal with loneliness because it reminds us that we cannot control whether or not we feel lonely, but we can control how we respond to it. The Stoics also believed in the importance of community and connection, even though they valued solitude. They understood that humans are social creatures, and that we need relationships with others to thrive. However, they also believed that we should not depend too much on other people for our happiness. Instead, we should learn to be content with ourselves. This balance between solitude and connection is key to dealing with loneliness in a healthy way. The Stoic philosopher Seneca, who was a teacher and advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero, wrote about the importance of having good friends and being a good friend. He believed that true friendship is based on mutual respect and shared values, not on superficial things like wealth or status. Seneca also believed that we should not be afraid to spend time alone because it gives us the chance to reflect and to recharge. He said that being alone is not the same as being lonely, and that we can enjoy our own company if we learn to appreciate it. One of the most powerful Stoic ideas for dealing with loneliness is the concept of the inner citadel. This is a mental fortress that we can build within ourselves. The inner citadel is a place of strength and resilience where we can go when we feel lonely or overwhelmed by the world. It is a place where we can find peace and stability, no matter what is happening around us. The Stoics believe that we can strengthen our inner citadel through practices like meditation, reflection, and self-discipline. By building a strong inner citadel, we can become more resilient and less dependent on external things for our happiness. This means that even when we are alone, we can still feel strong and secure because we have a strong inner foundation. The Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude as a way to deal with loneliness. When we feel lonely, it is easy to focus on what we lack, like companionship or connection. But the Stoics taught that we should focus on what we have, rather than what we don't have. Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting our perspective and finding joy in the present moment. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that we should be grateful for the things we have, even if they seem small or ordinary. He believed that gratitude can help us see the beauty in life, even when we are alone. By practicing gratitude, we can remind ourselves that we are never truly alone because we are always connected to the world around us. Another Stoic practice for dealing with loneliness is to focus on the present moment. The Stoics believe that worrying about the past or the future only causes unnecessary suffering. Instead, we should focus on the here and now. When we are fully present, we can appreciate the simple things in life, like the beauty of nature or the warmth of the sun. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to stay present and to appreciate the small moments of life. He believed that by focusing on the present, we can find peace and contentment, even when we are alone. This idea can help us deal with loneliness, because it reminds us that we can find joy in the present moment, even if we are by ourselves. The Stoics also believed in the importance of purpose and meaning as a way to deal with loneliness. They believed that having a sense of purpose can give us direction and motivation, even when we feel alone. The Stoic philosopher Seneca said that we should always be working towards something greater than ourselves. He believed that having a purpose can help us stay focused and motivated, even in difficult times. This idea can help us deal with loneliness because it reminds us that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. By focusing on our purpose, we can find meaning and fulfillment even when we are alone. Finally, the Stoics believed in the importance of self-compassion when dealing with loneliness. They understood that it is normal to feel lonely sometimes, and that we should not be too hard on ourselves when we do. Instead, we should treat ourselves with kindness and understanding. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said that we should be gentle with ourselves and recognize that we are doing the best we can. This idea can help us deal with loneliness because it reminds us that it is okay to feel lonely and that we should not judge ourselves for it. By practicing self-compassion, we can learn to be more patient and understanding with ourselves, even when we are alone. In conclusion, the Stoics had a unique and powerful way of dealing with loneliness. They believed that loneliness is not something to fear or avoid, but rather an opportunity to grow and understand ourselves better. By practicing reflection, acceptance, gratitude, and self-compassion, we can learn to deal with loneliness in a healthy and productive way. The Stoics taught us that we have control over our thoughts and emotions, and that we can find peace and contentment within ourselves, even when we are alone. By building a strong inner citadel and focusing on our purpose, we can become more resilient and less dependent on external things for our happiness. Loneliness is a natural part of life, but with the wisdom of the Stoics, we can learn to embrace it and use it as a chance to grow.